Relationships are a two-way street. Sometimes it's smooth sailing, but more often than not, there are hazards in the way. Let's look at how we can minimize some of these hazards and maximize the chances of a deep rapport. Hi, I'm Stuart, and in this video, we're looking at rapport. Rapport is quite a broad term, but what I hope to do is bring in some skills that we've previously looked at in other modules to really build out a toolkit that you can use to really effectively build relationships with just about anyone. So how can we generate rapport? Researchers from Boston and Harvard University recently published a paper that showed that there were three elements in building effective rapport. Number one was mutual attentiveness. Number two was positivity. And number three was coordination. I'll run through each of those three terms and share some tools and ideas with how you can maximize your effect. So mutual attentiveness, the name says it all, both being attentive to one another. Now you can't control their behavior, but you can control yours. So what are the skills to demonstrate mutual attentiveness? Well, number one, questioning. We've already looked at questioning in quite a lot of detail, but using your open and follow-up questions is a great way of showing that you are attentive. Number two, listening. Really listening with as few filters as possible so that you can hear what the other person is saying, not just what you want to hear. And number three, get rid of your phone. These things get in the way of you being able to pay attention to someone else. There's been a lot of science come out recently that shows that having it merely in your presence distracts you from the task at hand. So don't let your phone take your attention away from the task at hand, especially when you're trying to generate rapport with someone. Number two, positivity. Positivity is not about wearing rose-colored glasses all the time. But studies have shown that when you are positive, you improve the mood of your conversational partner. And people like having good moods. So the reverse is also true. If you're feeling negative, that negativity will seep through and be absorbed by the other person. So make sure that they have positive interactions with you. Pay attention to your facial expressions, your eye contact, and your vocal tone to really demonstrate your positivity towards them and the subject matter. So the key thing here is being authentic to yourself, but understanding that your mood can dramatically affect how the other person feels. And number three, coordination. Now, coordination is finding some degree of synchronicity between you and your conversational partner. It's about going through the conversation and tracking together. It's not about copying them. It's about trying to close gaps between you and them, easing the interaction. So things to pay attention to are your vocal pace, the energy level, again, your body language, your posture. All of these things, if you can minimize the differences or the gaps between you and your conversational partner, they will ease the interaction, resulting in a far better conversation. So, building rapport is the result of those three things. Number one, mutual attentiveness. Number two, positivity. And number three, coordination. Here's a little bonus for you. If after you've already built rapport or you have existing rapport, you want to deepen the relationship, there's some cracking research out of the Kellogg School of Management that gives us some insights. They found that the deepest relationships were forged when people shared experiences, but the experiences were very specific. For an experience to effectively deepen the relationship, you need to incorporate these three factors. Number one, the people need to be passionate about what you're doing. So a hobby or a sport perhaps. Number two, there needs to be some degree of interdependence. I need you, you need me. That needing builds rapport. And number three, competition. Now this doesn't mean you have to be competing against each other, but you might be competing together against a common goal. So really trying to incorporate those three elements, passion, interdependence, and competition in experiences can really help deepen existing or new relationships. By leveraging skills that we've built previously in this framework, enables us to build really deep relationships in a very rapid way, improving the time invested and the results achieved.